Last class we studied about the structure of alimentary canal, that is digestive system. Today we may study how the digestion takes place, or how the structure of digestive system is suitable for the process of digestion. You know, the food which we eat is somewhat complex in nature. It will contain different types of nutrients, and it could not be carried as such in blood, so that it is supposed to be converted into the smallest units which could be absorbed in blood and utilized. For that, our digestive system helps. As we studied, the first part of digestive system is mouth. So, mouth is considered the region for receiving the food particles. Inside the mouth, there are teeth. In the case of adult organism, 32 teeth are there. And salivary glands, which is three pairs of salivary glands are there. Then tongue, which is muscular, and it is used for tasting the food, then mixing the food while it is grinded with the help of the teeth, and swallowing the food. So first we may think about the functions of these different parts. Teeth, as I told earlier, help to grind the food into small particles. Okay, while grinding, the different nutrients which may be present in the food are converted into smaller particles. These smaller particles are added with the saliva, which is secreted by the salivary glands. And the saliva contains mainly water. Normally we say when we saw some sweet food material, or the food material which we like more, mouth waters. Actually, it is not only water present in saliva, it contains the mucus. The content is mainly water. Mucus is there. Then some enzymes are there. The main one is the salivary amylase. What is this salivary amylase? It is the enzyme. Enzymes are considered the biological catalysts which speed up the hydrolytic process. In mouths, the salivary amylase helps to digest the starch, which is a type of carbohydrate. So the starch is converted into simpler form, mainly maltose. So the tongue helps to mix the saliva with the food particles. So that the food mixes with the saliva and it passes toward the next region. While the tongue mixes the salivary amylase containing saliva with the food particle, it will easily get digested, as the grinding of teeth help to convert it into smaller pieces. For that, different types of teeth are there in our mouth. Mainly there are 4 types of teeth present in the mouth. The first one is known as the incisors. Incisors help to cut the food particle. It is cutting type. Then canine help to tear the food particle, and the flesh-like material are teared with the help of the canine. And then premolars, and last molars. The premolars and molars are grinding type, so that all the food particles which contain the carbohydrate, protein, fat, all these are grinded into smaller particles and mixed with the saliva. Now it is converted into a special type of globule known as the bolus. This bolus is supposed to move toward the neck region. From the mouth, esophagus help to pass the food toward the stomach. For that, the lining of the esophagus also produce the mucus. Actually, our digestive tract is very smooth in condition, so that the lining which produce the mucus support the easy movement of the food toward the stomach region. Okay. Now, in addition to that, esophagus produce certain type of movement. Not only esophagus, the different regions of the intestinal region may have that type of movement. Particularly in the case of esophagus, it is with the help of the muscle which is present in the inner regions of the intestinal wall, and that particular movement in the esophagus is known as the peristalsis. So peristalsis enable the movement of the food easily toward the stomach. So the bolus now passes through the esophagus toward the stomach. Now we may think what happened to the bolus, and how the next conversion takes place. Food reaches to the stomach. Stomach contain special type of glands which is known as the gastric glands. The gastric gland produce secretion known as gastric juice. The gastric juice mainly contain mucus, HCl, and pepsinogen. So the bolus, which contain different types of nutrient, reach the stomach region. Only carbohydrate is tend to digest in the mouth region, and the other food particle, all the nutrient reaches to the which region? Toward the stomach region. The presence of HCl make the region acidic. This acidic condition convert the pepsinogen into active form known as the pepsin. The pepsin is a protein digestive enzyme. Okay, pepsin is a protein digestive enzyme. So as the HCl convert pepsinogen into pepsin, the food particle contain protein. The pepsin convert the protein into similar form. So the acidic nature of the gastric juice support the digestion of protein. The mucus present in the gastric juice support the intestinal wall, that is particularly the stomach wall from HCl. HCl also act as the microbicidal material because the food which we intake may also contain some microbes also. Now the food digested, that is food which contain the protein digested and passed toward the next region of stomach, that is the next region of the digestive system, that is the small intestine. Small intestine. Okay, the first region of small intestine known as the duodenum. Duodenum. And we found the presence of liver and pancreas. Liver and pancreas. Liver and pancreas are present in the duodenal region. The liver secretes what? Bile. It helps to emulsify fat. Emulsification is a process by which the larger particles of the fat globules are converted into small globules, just like the soap or detergent convert the dirt into smaller particles when it is added with the water while we wash the clothes. So the globules of fat are formed which support the digestion. Actually, bile does not contain any digestive enzyme. Does not contain digestive enzyme. Okay, but it emulsify fat. That's all. Then the next one is the pancreas. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contain all the type of enzyme which support the digestion of different types of nutrients like carbohydrate, protein and fats. Pancreatic juice contain all the type of enzyme which support the digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fats. The enzymes are trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, So these are protein digestive enzyme, digestion of protein. Okay, then so these digest the different types of nutrient into simpler form. Then it passed toward the next region known as the next part of the small intestine. Actually, from the duodenal region itself, the intestinal juice is secreted from the different regions of small intestine. The intestinal juice is secreted. The intestinal juice contains the digestive enzyme that support the digestion and convert the nutrient into the simplest form. So the simplest form of the nutrient is formed as the food particle is added with the intestinal juice. Now the food particle completely converted into simplest form like amino acid in the case of protein, then glucose, fructose, galactose in the case of carbohydrate, fatty acid and glycerol, fatty acid, and glycerol in the case of fat. Now the absorption takes place. The lining of small intestine is equipped with the finger-like projection, which is known as the villi. The villi possesses the small outpushing known as the microvilli. This villi and microvilli is equipped with a capillary network and lymph vessel. The lymph vessel and capillary network absorb the nutrients from the digested things through toward the blood and lymph. So the nutrients are absorbed, and now the nutrient is to be carried toward the cellular region for releasing the energy, which is known as the respiration. Next, we have to study about the respirational process. Before that, as we studied, the food particle which reaches to the mouth region is added with saliva, and it is converted into the smaller or simpler form of carbohydrate. That is, the starch is converted into simpler form. You might have studied that if any food particle is having the starch, when we add some iodine, it will give deep blue color. It is the iodine test is said to be what? The confirmation test for the presence of starch. Now we may do an activity so that we could find out the importance of salivary amylase. You just watch that activity also.
The starch solution, iodine, and 2 beakers. Pour equal quantity of the starch solution in both the beakers. Now add some saliva to one of the beakers. Keep both the beakers untouched for about 30 minutes. Now add iodine to both the beakers. Observe what happens. Both the solutions turn violet. However, after some time, the solution in which saliva was added fades and turns white. Why does this happen? The saliva added breaks down the starch and converts it to small sugar molecules. And once the conversion of starch to sugar molecule happens, the color changes back.